Episode 12, Shadow of the Ridge, Alabama. Gulf Coast Chupacabra, predator of the night. Some nights, the Gulf Coast doesn't just sleep. It watches, it waits, and sometimes it takes. This encounter took place in the summer of 2003, just outside Gulf Shores, along a stretch of farmland and coastal marsh that few locals ventured into after dark. The witness, a man named Carlos, owned a small flock of goats. He had kept them for years, always locking them into a sturdy pen at night. But one morning, he discovered something strange. One of his goats was missing, and the pen showed signs of forced entry. Small scratch marks on the boards, scattered hay, and a pungent odor he couldn't identify. Carlos dismissed it as a predator, maybe a raccoon or fox. But that night, curiosity and fear drew him back outside. It was nearly midnight. The moon hung low, casting silvery light over the marsh. The goats huddled quietly in the pen, but the air felt heavy. Wrong. A rustle came from the edge of the property. Carlos held his flashlight steady. Then he saw it. Small, slim, covered in short, bristly hair that seemed to glisten wetly under the beam. Its head was elongated, reptilian in shape, with glowing red eyes locked onto him. The creature crouched low, on four legs, but its movements were unnatural, quick, jerky, almost like it was measuring each step. It had claws sharp enough to dig into the wooden pen, and a long tail that flicked behind it as it crept closer. Carlos froze. The chupacabra, as that's what it was, emerged fully from the shadows. It sniffed the air, ears twitching. Its mouth opened briefly, revealing a row of tiny needle-sharp teeth. It didn't attack immediately. It circled the pen, moving with terrifying precision. Then, with one swift leap, it grabbed a goat by the neck. Carlos screamed, and the creature bolted, disappearing into the surrounding marsh before he could react. The next morning, the goat was gone. No tracks remained except tiny, three-toed footprints pressed in the soft sand nearby. Some were clawed, some oddly webbed. Others seemed like nothing Carlos had ever seen. Over the years, locals along the Gulf Coast have reported similar sightings. Small, hairless or bristly creatures with glowing eyes. Livestock killed mysteriously, sometimes drained of blood. Footprints that vanish quickly in the sand or mud. They've called it many things: chupacabra, goat sucker, or just the predator of the night. And in the humid Gulf Coast darkness, it still watches, waiting, hunting,